Oh my god, what the heck? So I'm a young game dev and I'm currently making my dream game called Forest. Recently the game is changing a lot and I need to remake the levels to fit the new mechanic. But before that, there's some important stuff I need to add and finish. So in this video I'm showing my process of making this stuff so I can finally start remaking the level. Boring stuff to happen after the last devlog. After I made the second devlog, I started converting the game to Godot 4. The game received tons of bugs, some bugs that were even nonsense. I was able to fix most of them, but the nonsense ones were a mess. I have to stop the game's development for 3 weeks, and during this time I was planning a better level design to level 1 part 1. I remade some of the music and repaired one of those bugs on GitHub. After 3 weeks, Godot finally updated to 4.1, but the bug wasn't fixed, so I repaired it again with the same reproduction project, but now with more info, and it actually worked. The problem was really with the renderer I was using. What actually happened is that on Godot 3 I was using the GL3 renderer. Godot 4 changed the renders and added this one instead. Due to the colors, I thought that the mobile renderer was the equivalent to the GL3 renderer, but actually it was the compatibility one. Thanks everyone on GitHub that helped me, and let's keep to what you're expecting to see. So there's some stuff I did before this video, so let me quick show what they are. If there's something that annoys me when making my game is placing the kinda like coins of the game named blobs. It's super frustrating having to place one by one in the scene, so to fix that I created the blobs tile map, which lets me place tiles in the editor, and when running the scene it will convert the tiles to blobs. Here's the code if anyone's interested. Something that platformers have but my game doesn't have are one-way platforms. You know those platforms that you jump through 10 and you land on 10? These are the one-way platforms. I made the sprites on Pisco and this is how they're looking, but there's some other things I have to do before recreating the levels. Let's see. First, there's these 2 collectibles I want to add to the game. Let's begin with the drawing paper, which is a collectible that when found shows a picture of a drawing I've made. I've already started making this collectible some time ago, so the art was already made. The scene was also pretty done, so I just started making the code and testing if it was working. For debugging, I made this drawing called the Plan 3110. After some time, here's how it was looking. Later in development, I'm going to make an achievement for any found all of the drawings. For that, I created an array of bullets in my global script. When collecting a drawing, the game will use this value of the drawing script to change one of the arrays to true, and if all of the bullets are true, you get the achievement. Now it's time for the game relic, which acts similar to the drawing paper, but instead it displays a text that references an other thing I like. I made the sprites of each one and ported them to the game. I made the script and that were the results. I'm giving you a challenge. Guess what thing each relic represents. I just took a look at the sprites and just noticed how the last one isn't created. And that was it. I added 2 new collectibles for my game. Now here's the collectible list. We have the blobs, lives, queues, drawing papers, game relics, com news, and enemy tokens. And just to finish the video, here's some other stuff I did. I really like the idea to pause the game to display the drawing or the text, so I used this to make a custom screen for when you find a queue. I made this by making the game display this canvas layer and play some animations when collecting the queue. I also made sound effect for the animation, and that's it. Another thing that I was going to add to the game was this Wasp Enemy, which starts flying when next to him and tries to attack when detecting the player while flying. I did some polishing at the code and the enemy was working fine, I think. There's also this enemy that I'm going to add to the game, but I'm going to make him when I start remaking level 3. And that's it. Now I'll study how to make good level design so I can make the next devlog and start remaking the levels. Starting right now, subscribe!